Hello, book lovers and English learners. Welcome to a new episode of the Read in English podcast. This is episode 29. I'm Lydie Bureau. I'm an English teacher in France, and I'm the founder of Lydie's Book Club, a book club for English learners and book lovers. In this book club, I offer live readings of adaptations of classics of literature and live readings of contemporary novels in their original text, and also live workshops, live conversation workshops for members of the book club. I mainly focus on female writers' work, whether English is their first or second language. And 3 times a month we meet I meet with the members of the book club in a live conversation workshop via Zoom to discuss the chapters of the book that we are currently reading. To be able to attend those live conversation workshops, you have to subscribe to the book club. However, for the live readings that I am recording simultaneously on Instagram and Zoom, you just need to subscribe to the newsletter to get the free link to attend the Zoom live. So that's for free. If you do not like Instagram and you prefer to listen to the podcast or to the live reading via Zoom, then you can do so by subscribing to the newsletter and get your link. Yeah. So in January and February 2025, we are embarking on a new literary journey. Again, we are going to read the contemporary novel It Ends With Us. We are going to read this novel, which was written by Colleen Hoover. So the novel was published in 2016, and we are going to read the book in its original text. So you need to have an advanced level in English, so C1, to be able to enjoy the book, or very high B2 or if you know already the novel, then if you're B2 level, then that's okay. So bear that in mind. So we'll read the book in its original text. So you have to be able to enjoy the book. So if you have a lower level, then maybe just listen. Well, it can always be interesting, but it might be a bit more challenging. So you might have heard of the sensational film adaptation with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni as the main protagonist of the film. Well, whether you watched the film or not, or whether you enjoyed it or not, I'm sure that the book will be a completely different experience. And personally, I particularly enjoy the film, aside from the whole drama around the film. I actually am very curious to read the book and compare the differences between the film and how the film adapted the book. But mainly, I just want to know more about the characters, their story, because obviously in the book, in the original text, in the book, we will have more insights on the characters and on the plot. Hi, Abda. Thank you for joining the live. I'm very good. Thank you. How are you? It's been a while. Uh, yeah, it's been a while that I haven't done a live now. Yes, it was probably 2 weeks ago or something when we finished with Sense and Sensibility last month. Yeah. Right. So, how are you? Right. So, put aside everything around the film and just let's enjoy this literary gem. If you're not familiar with this book, if you just don't know what this is about, or Colleen Hoover, then let me tell you more about her now. So Colleen Hoover was born on the 11th of December, 1979. So she was born the same day as me. So, creative people seem to like to be born on December, um, in December. Um, so she was born in Sulphur Springs in Texas, and she grew up in Texas. She graduated from Texas University in social work. She married her husband, Heath Hoover, who, when she was very young, she was 21 when she married and when she got married, and they have now 3 sons. And she is now an American author, successful author who writes primarily romance and young adult fictions. She is best known for her romance novel It Ends With Us, published in 2016. Many of her early works were self-published. It's something that I've learned as well, and it's really her journey is very interesting and can help many of you who are aspiring writers, because I think it can really give you more confidence, especially if you're self-publishing or you're thinking of self-publishing. So many of our early work were self-published, and before she got the attention of a publishing house. In 2012, she self-published her debut novel called Slammed. The novel ended up on Amazon as an ebook version, so that her grandmother could read it on her Amazon Kindle. So in an interview, she tells the story because her grandmother just got gifted of Amazon Kindle and for Christmas or something like that. And I think in January 2012 she published Slammed, and for her grandmother to read it, she put it on Amazon, created a cover quickly, and those very basic book covers. And this is how it ended up on Amazon. And after a few months, only a few months, the book became a commercial success. And a sequel of the book, Point of Retreat, was published just after Slammed. So it seems that she had written a couple of novels before she decided to publish them. And in that same year, both books hit the New York Times bestseller list. So it was monumental for her to know that in a space of a couple months, the New York Times got to select her book, and the fact that a lot of people had read her book. So following the success of her first books, Hoover got signed by Atria Books, a publishing house. And Colleen was able to quit her job after that. And she quit her job in social work to become a full-time writer. Um, Did you know, so Kitty is asking a question in the chat. Did you know the author before the movie adaptation? I had heard of the novel, but I didn't know anything about the author. No, not until I had to prepare this podcast. And it's so interesting to watch interviews of her. She's so humble and down to earth. She's such a lovely woman and so approachable as well. And I guess this is a reason why she had such a strong audience and loyal audience from her beginnings, and who are now following her and still buying her books. So it's a beautiful story. So let me tell you more. There is more. So at the end of 2012, she self-published her novel Hopeless, and instantly the book reached number one in the New York Times bestseller list again. So the other two books didn't reach number one, but they were on they were on the list of the New York Times bestseller. But this one, Hopeless, reached really number one. And after that, she published several novellas, which are which is a format that is between short stories. The length of the story is between short story and the novel. So um, it's mainly aimed at young adult readers. Yeah. So these novellas, she actually turned them into novels later on. We can see that on her website, actually, that some of her novellas have become novels now. In 2015, sorry, she published Confess, which was the first sorry, which was the first book to be adapted on screen by Amazon Prime US. They created a TV show series from the book, and more recently, the novel It Ends With Us has been adapted as a film, and the film was released last August, in which we find the actors Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni as the main characters. And more recently, I have learned that her novel Verity, published in 2018, is currently in production with Amazon, and probably other books are going to be adapted in the future. So in 2022, Colleen Hoover had six of her novels in the top 10 of the New York Times bestseller list. She has now written 24 novels, and many of them won multiple awards. Maybe someday won the Utopia Con Awards, which is an award prize for young adult books, in 2014, and Confess and It Ends With Us won the Goodreads Choice Awards in 2015 and 2016. So Colleen Hoover is very close to her readership community. She has loved she loves reading. She has loved reading since a very young age, very as a child, and she also loves writing. She's been writing since she was a child, and she writes about what she feels and doesn't dwell too much on whether her readers will like it or not. And so far, all the different genres that she has explored have pleased her readers. So she doesn't um, pay too much attention to write something her readership will like, or she doesn't worry too much. She writes about the topics that are very dear to her, and then she um, she published it, and so far her readers have liked what she wrote about, sorry. So she's also very close to her sisters. She's got two sisters, and her younger sister also works in the publishing industry, and she's always the first to read her work. And she also designed several covers of her books, especially at the beginning of her success. In an interview for the Today Show, which is an American TV channel, a TV show, sorry. You can find the link in the description of this video, because the interview is I really liked this interview. And it's also very pleasant to watch. She says that books are life-changing, and I share this thinking as well, because when she started writing, she was living in a trailer house with her husband and their sons. So a trailer house, I don't know if you know what it's like. So poor families in America live in the sort of those houses were in wood, and very, very basic houses. It's very small, almost like the houses, mobile homes, kind of. They look like that. So very small. And she says that they were poor but happy. But now she's able to live from her writing, and she feels very grateful for the privilege that she has. And she has been able to give back since. In 2015, she founded the Bookworm Box, which is a charity bookstore and also a book signing event that features over 200 authors to raise funds for food banks and other charities across the US. So far, they have donated over $2 million to help those in need. And she created this charity with her former colleagues in social work. And that really shows that although the popularity and the success that she has now, she is still close to her friends who knew her from before she became a successful author. And we can see that she has stayed loyal to her friends, and although now she is wealthy and she doesn't live in this trailer house anymore, she is able to employ her former colleagues, and I guess they can also benefit from that success, and create this beautiful charity. So it's beautiful. success story here, and see that wealthy people are not necessarily bad people, which is often the idea that we have of rich and wealthy people. So here is a great example of a successful author who is giving back to the people that helped her or that are around her. So yeah, I really enjoyed learning that from her. So for her, writing is like therapy. This is what she enjoys doing and what feeds her soul. Whether people read her books or not, she said that she will still be writing. So that shows that writing is really what she loves, and that she does it because it is important for her, and she doesn't care much about being a celebrity and everything. So I find that kind of people more valuable than learning about celebrity actors and so on, who don't really or not necessarily who are a little bit disconnected from real life, I would say. So now let's talk more about It Ends With Us. So the novel was published in 2016. Hoover said that it was the hardest book that she had ever written. It is the story of Lily, a young owner of a flower shop in Boston, and as she enters a new phase in her life as a shop owner. Lily meets the handsome surgeon Ryle Kincaid, and the two start a passionate relationship, but the memories of a first love reappears in Lily's life, and her newfound stability with Ryle is now threatened. So the book addresses the issue of domestic violence, and according to Hoover, it was her intention to advocate for domestic violence victims. The story was inspired by her own mother, by her own mother's experience. So she suffered from domestic violence with Hoover's father. So the book's main character, Lily, experiences domestic violence as a young age by witnessing her father's abuse towards her mother. And then, as an adult, she is going through through an abusive relationship herself too. So it's like a vicious circle that you find yourself in here. In 2019, the book had sold over 1 million copies worldwide, and was translated into 20 languages. And in 2021, Hoover became a TikTok sensation thanks to the book talk community. And in 2022, the book was #1 in the bestseller list of the New York Times. And that same year, she published a sequel of the book called It Starts With Us. And her publishers revealed that it was their most pre-ordered book of all time from the creation of the publishing house. So that shows the scale of her fame, of the success of the book, and the scale of her community as well. So since 2022, Colleen Hoover is a successful international best-selling author who has sold over 20 million books worldwide, and I guess that justify why we are going to read this book at the book club from next week. So I hope you enjoyed this episode and that it helped you get a better understanding of the novel, its context, and its author. So if you like this content, make sure that you like and share the video or leave a comment as well. I would love to know what are your thoughts on Colleen Hoover, her as a what do you feel about learning about her? Are you excited to read her book? Um, and yes, and add maybe any information that I didn't mention, perhaps. I'll be happy to also learn from you, definitely. So before I leave you, I just want to let you know that from next week, we will start reading the book. The first live reading session will be on Wednesday, the 15th of January at 2 p.m. Central European time, so Paris time. And we will read chapter 1. So to be able to attend the live reading session on Zoom, subscribe to the newsletter to get the free link. And otherwise, you can follow the live reading on Instagram if you prefer. And the first live conversation workshop will be on the Saturday, 18th at 9 a.m. Paris time as well. And it will be on Zoom. And we will discuss chapter 1 and 2. And to attend those this live workshop, then you need to subscribe to the book club, be a member of the book club, and it will be a great way for you to share your thoughts on the book and improve your English along the way and be part of this book lovers community. Yeah, that's it for me. I wish you a beautiful end of the day, and I'll see you next Wednesday, sorry, for the first live reading session. Bye.